you doing filling up gas? Isn't this an electric car?
It is, but this one uses gas.
Oh, really? How so?
Because I have a gas generator.
Okay, how much does it get?
16 miles to the gallon. Hey everyone. One of the most common questions I get asked when I tell people we overland in a Rivian electric vehicle is, what if you run out of battery in the wilderness? Well, the short answer is we don't run out of battery in the wilderness. With proper planning, you'll always have enough range to take you pretty far and back. Most people don't go more than 100 miles into the wilderness and back, so I feel we never really have that problem. We don't even ever come close. It's all about the proper planning. The one time we've ever really ran out of battery was on the highway, and it was mainly because there was an unexpected detour we had to take and we did run out of battery. The only other times we've come close have always been in civilized areas and on the highway. There was even a time we got stuck in the mountain for 2 days off-road, far from civilization, and we still didn't run out of battery. So it's very unlikely that you'll run out of battery when you plan the amount of miles properly to go into the wilderness. When you go off-road or go on a dirt road and you're going at a much slower pace, you're less likely to use that much battery anyways, and there's a lot more opportunity for regen. It's when you hit the highway going at a much higher speed, so much weight to move that fast, that's what really consumes the battery power quite a bit, and that's when you're most likely to run out of battery, not when you're going slow off-road. Then the follow-up question that I normally get is, can you bring a gas generator out into the wilderness and charge your battery back up just in case you run out of range? And the short answer is yes, technically you can, but the reality is it's not that practical. It's going to take a long time to charge. It provides very little power. It's very cumbersome, heavy, and it's not really necessary. But just in case you're curious, today I'm going to show you a video of how you can do that and what kind of results you can expect. This is the generator I'm going to use today. It's 4,000 watts. All that means is it can power multiple appliances up to 4,000 watts. The Rivian charges at 1.3 kilowatts, so basically 1,300 watts. So all you would need is a generator with at least a 2,000 watt capacity. This generator is both gas and propane, so that would be nice if you actually use propane. If you go out while camping, you could run this generator off propane and not have to carry around car gas. We'll be using the 120 volt outlet. That's the only one we could use from this generator. Some have 240, but this one only has 120 volts. Weighs almost 67 pounds, filled with gas. This is where it's plugged in, but what's crucial is you'll need this bonding plug. They're about $10 on Amazon. It will trick the system into thinking there's a ground so that this will work, because this will not work without a ground. The generator's charging at about 2 miles an hour, best case scenario. Ends in 73, 74 hours if you want to get to 100%. So basically, if the generator runs for about 8 hours, which that's what it claims, you could get about 16 miles from a full tank. So each gallon of gas is going to give you about 16 miles to the gallon. It's getting about 1.3 kilowatts. So your generator just needs to put out at least 1.5 to 2,000 watts in order for it to handle the load. Maximum amps is 14 amps that it'll accept. So in theory, yes, you can take a small generator with you with some extra gas, maybe 1 gallon in the tank and 1 spare gallon. That could net you about 30 miles if you have enough time to run the generator to charge your car. If you're stuck in the wilderness or stuck somewhere, you could get about 30 miles on 2 gallons of gas, and that could take you out of a tricky situation. The question is, are you willing to carry around a generator and gas for a situation that may not happen? But that would be up to you. We normally bring propane for our fire pit and stove, so that could be an option instead of bringing extra gasoline. So as you can see, I'm really just getting 16 miles to the gallon. Now that I think about it, I know people who get 16 miles to the gallon in their 4Runner. I have a friend that has a 4Runner, gets 16 miles to the gallon. And someone who has a Tahoe, they've told me at one point they got 14 miles to the gallon out of their Tahoe. So in that sense, it goes better than those vehicles, but nobody's making this comparison, so it's not even a legitimate comparison, but interesting to think about. So now the next logical question is, what about a solar generator, large battery bank, battery generator, whatever you want to call those? What if I put solar panels out and connect it to one of those? Will that work if I get stranded in the wilderness? It's actually a little bit worse than using the gas generator. I don't have one of those battery banks to show you right now, but basically the more watts that it's rated at, the more power you'll have and the more power you can put in your car. But that also means the heavier it's going to be, the more expensive it's going to be, and it's going to take longer to charge. Let's take Jackery for example. Jackery makes a power bank that's 3,000 watts. It weighs 64 pounds. Rivian usually can go 2.5 miles per kilowatt, but let's say it can go 3 miles per kilowatt. Based on the math, you're going to get 9 miles out of that power bank before it's fully depleted. Now, in order to charge that power bank back up with solar panels, Jackery sells solar panels. They're about 200 watts each, and you could use 2 of those, and to fully charge that battery bank with 2 solar panels, 200 watts each, it says it's going to take 9 to 10 hours based on Jackery's website. So now you're going to spend 9 to 10 hours, full day of sun, in order to fully charge that power bank back up. And then typically it's going to take 4 to 5 hours to charge your Rivian from that power bank. So now you're thinking, this is going to take a whole day just to get about 18 miles back into the car. So yes, you can use a gas generator or solar generator to take with you on trips just in case you run out of battery to charge up your vehicle, but you do have to factor in the extra weight, and the extra weight, as in time, it's going to take to fill up back your vehicle from those 2 sources. So it's always just better to plan more effectively. So I would say the best scenario to have a gas generator to charge up back your Rivian in an emergency situation would really be if you're being evacuated from your home and you don't know if you're going to go back home for a while. I could see if there's a natural disaster, you take it with you, and just in case something goes wrong, you could probably find gas somewhere. You could get sunshine for a little bit to charge up back your car because you don't know when you're going to get home or when power is going to come back up. So I could see it in situations like that for evacuations. But to take it into the wilderness, just in case you run out of power, it may not be practical enough, nor may not even have run into that situation. So let me know in the comments what you think about using a gas generator or solar generator to charge up your EV while out in the wild. And thank you for watching.